Hello, everybody. Welcome into the first ever Cake Eaters post-game podcast, coming to you right after the Avalanche defeat the Chicago Blackhawks in their first game of the season, 5-2. It was, in fact, a hockey game. Good if you're an Avalanche fan, bad if you're a Blackhawks fan, but you're going to have to get used to that this year because this team is not getting any better. I promise you that. This game happened. And I mean, I had fun.
It was just the bee's knees. I tell you what, it was terrific. It was awesome.
I've learned that Blake's catchphrase is actually the bee's knees, but let's just get right into it. Start from the top. The Avs raised their Stanley Cup banner. Oh, I don't remember. I don't know what I did with my replica. It's somewhere.
Mine's up already.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a little ceremony in my dorm room of raising it. You know, gonna have to.
Fucking weirdo.
Come on, man. It was it was actually fascinating. I didn't think it would like go up in like a diagonal. I thought it would like go up.
How else is it supposed to?
Well, I thought they would like go straight up and then they like pull it across.
Well, they can't because they can't like the rafters aren't like there's not a walkway all the way across.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's only around.
I guess I don't know. I don't know what I thought. Whatever, man. But it was still pretty cool. Mark Hoppus came out, made us sing all the small things.
Jumped around to all the small things. I thought he was gonna sing it. But
yeah.
Okay.
I kind of thought so, but I'm glad he didn't. I feel like that just would have been awkward, you know?
No. It was awkward. It was more awkward of him just bouncing around on the stage.
Like, but he was singing it, not into the microphone like the rest of us, plebs.
I guess.
That was the only problem with that, in my opinion, was that the music was like really loud. And the camera people, I don't know who the producers were, but they needed to figure out how to actually get shots of people singing the song. I feel like
I was on TV.
Yeah, someone
got a picture of it.
Oh yeah. So basically, they only picked like the 4 groups of people that weren't singing to the song. I could tell everybody was singing.
There he is, the man, the myth, the legend.
Oh, so that was during all the small things?
Yeah.
Well, you were on the Jumbotron during Jack Johnson's tribute.
Really?
Yeah. I texted you.
Giving him a beautiful heart.
A little heart. Dude, since we're still on the banner raising, let me tell you, dude, I can't say confidently that I would have cried if Jack Johnson hadn't. I think I would have, but the fact that Jack Johnson came out to watch the team raise the banner, like, really, it touched me, and like it really, oh God.
From the start of the ceremony, when they played the video that they played in home playoff games last year, like the one of Jared Bednar saying, in the playoffs you have to play your best, and that time is now, and like Berkey saying, we got a good group of guys, we're competing for the Stanley Cup, like just immediately, just tears just started.
Yeah, see,
right away.
I always thought that video was a little cheeky. I liked it, but I didn't. No,
it was not. The battles, the sacrifice, the dedication.
Yeah. It's a good video.
For this. Yeah.
And then what added to my tears was the fact that they played Tonight while they were raising it.
Dude, I knew that song was gonna make an appearance. I didn't know that's when it was gonna be.
It was a good way to do it, though.
It's a great way to do it. I wish, though, on the Jumbotron they would have played some of the highlights.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe
I liked the way they did the highlights to all the small things. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
The whole banner ceremony was pretty sick, especially because they called out the names of all the roster players. They've never done that before, and I think that's super sick. Landeskog making the appearance in full gear was absolutely electric, because I guarantee you no one expected that.
Oh, I expected it.
Really? I thought he was going to come out in a suit and tie with the cup, kind of spin around. It was cool to see him take his lap.
There's no other way to do it. That's probably the loudest I've ever screamed when he lifted it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, players lifting the cup. It just
Yeah,
gets me so pumped up.
Yeah, geez. I mean, I screamed pretty loud when they introduced um Bleau, just because it was the very beginning.
You
I
see,
did.
when they
I don't
introduce
know.
my favorite players, I like mumble under my breath, like say it's like Bo is first. I was just like, love you, Bo. And then
Yeah.
a few players later, it's Kale. I'm just like, love you, Kale.
I always scream like their like nicknames, like I'll scream like Bo Bye or Coggers or obviously the Nuke and the Moose. Oh, chills every time, every time.
It was perfect.
Yeah,
In every way.
They did a great job. But let's move on to the actual hockey game that
No,
took place. Oh,
I don't wanna.
you're not done reminiscing?
No.
God, I don't
Mm-mm.
blame you. I'm so
And
glad
then,
that's on TV. I get to watch that forever.
dude, and then I don't know. After that, it was just kind of like back to normal. They had the anthem. It was one of the loudest. Flag was still theirs.
Oh, dude, I know,
Yeah,
right? Like that
this
was
was a good one.
nuts.
I don't say any of the anthem personally. Um, just not my thing. But I just like stand there. It's just a lot of effort. It's just like
Yeah. At
mhm.
the end, I always do the home of the Eagles because that's what my high school did. And
Oh. At the
the,
well, of course, during when Amanda sings "Brave," I do the little Jake
the little
Schroeder
Jake
fist pump.
Schroeder. Can't
Every
believe.
every anthem.
By the way, that's the only thing that I'm actually mad about from the Cup run is that he didn't do the Stanley Cup final games. That pisses me off. He deserved it. No offense to
Yeah,
Amanda Hawkins. She's really good at her job. It's just,
she has
Jake.
burgundy hair.
Yeah, and she
Mhm.
dressed like the Cup today.
She did.
Yeah.
Dude, Philip Pritchard, man, that hair. It's something in person.
Dude, he doesn't have enough time to get haircuts. He's always just keeping track of the Cup.
No, he definitely has a guy. Mm-hmm.
He puts the
Philip
Stanley
Pritchard
Cup
has a
on
guy.
his head and then he cuts around it.
Yep, Philip Pritchard has a guy. However they do it, it's something.
It's not the worst cut I've ever seen.
It's amazing. Yeah. It's perfect. It's so Phil.
All right. Well, now, unfortunately, we do have to start talking about this game.
Okay.
It was a fun one. The Avs came out fiery hot. No, rust from not really getting, having to sit there and, get all emotional. Just straight into it.
First shift, I have my moment of the game. Cale Makar versus Tyler Johnson.
More like Tyler Johnson versus the ice, dude.
Man.
I'm not even sure you could put this to the same weight class.
What a move, dude. I mean, obviously, they put their work boots on first shift. They go in. They've got the perfect forecheck. Chicago makes a mistake. Then the Avs have the puck for the next 40 seconds. Couple great A's, right?
Yeah, they were
and then
buzzing.
Cale does that to the poor Tyler Johnson.
How Nate didn't score on that, where he waited out Mrazek, dude, that would have been amazing. Just the perfect shift. And it was pretty damn close to
perfect. But they had to work a little for it tonight.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Mrazek wasn't just
Mrazek wasn't
Dave over there. He was
I know people gave him a hard time for the first goal. I mean, I don't know.
He got tipped, man. What's he to do?
It got tipped. I feel like everybody just assumes that when a goalie, when a player shoots the puck, a goalie should just drop into the butterfly.
I mean, if it didn't get tipped, it was going right into the breadbasket, right?
Right.
So I mean, Mrazek was the least of the Blackhawks' issues.
Yeah. But yeah, we did kind of skip ahead. I mean, there's not really much to talk about before the goal. The Avs were just kind of buzzing, and then Nathan McKinnon just decided to do his little thing where he sends a floater down.
Little floater from the point. Yep.
And this time,
tips it.
Andrew Cogliano, first goal of the season. How many people do you think guessed that? I would guess literally 11.
Dude, someone made a ton of money on that.
I did see someone on Twitter say Cogliano was going to score the first goal. and I immediately thought of them. I was going to tweet about it, but the connection, at least for me, was god awful. I know it wasn't great for you, but you at least got to send out some tweets. Immediately when I left the arena, all my tweets got sent, so I'm like,
it was hilarious. Yeah.
have fun.
It was like time to defend 12 minutes ago after I left the arena. Okay. Yeah. I got to send some on the account. I did not give the final rundown of the fancies. I can do that later. I don't feel like it right now.
That's fair.
I feel like we should get through the game a little bit before we kind of go deeper.
Yeah. So Andrew Cogliano scores. A few minutes later, the Blackhawks get. So this is an interesting.
Mm-hmm. So from my angle, it looked like Josh Manson ran into Georgiev, and that did not end up happening.
Oh.
They just left the Royal Road wide open.
Yeah. So basically, EJ did his sliding thing, which doesn't always work.
Well, and then Manson decides, oh, I'm going to go cover that same guy that EJ's covering.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude.
It was a whole mess for them. I know a lot of people wanted to blame O'Connor. I don't think that goal was as much on him as the second goal was. But I don't want to gloss over this really quick. I understand why they called the first penalty on Rodriguez. He got him in the hands. It wasn't a particularly hard slash, but he got him in the hands. How they don't call Seth Jones blatantly running a dude, like, it's something they've been calling for years, is when the dude stands on the blue line and hits a guy down. And like, I've always been mad about it because it never seems intentional. Seth Jones literally went like that. Like, it was just, it's not something I was like mad about. You know, I was mad about it in the moment because it was a tying goal. And it's a pretty blatantly missed call, especially considering what we've seen in years past. It's not something I'm like, obviously, like, still mad about. I just thought that was just a really weird missed call for the refs. Just
I'm not a huge blame the refs guy. Like,
right,
you play the game you're in, right?
Yeah,
I just don't. That call to you, whatever, man.
It's just kind of a sign of how inconsistent NHL refs are. Other than that call, I didn't really have a problem with the refs. I did think A-Rod's second call was just weird.
I couldn't believe they called that, honestly.
That had happened like 30 times before in the game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, every time someone has come on the wall against Seth Jones, he's done that exact same thing.
Yep. It's because he's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Blackhawks are terrible.
They're not a good team.
Can we get into that a little bit?
Yeah, we can get into that. Really quick, I just want to wrap up what happened in the first period. Because the Avs did get another goal on the power play. A common theme you will come to find for this night. This time it was Valeri Nichushkin off of a sweet feed for Mikko Rantanen. Mikko not living up to my goals expectations, but that point scoring.
He's such a sick passer, man.
Dude, he's that pass that he makes from the half wall to the middle of the crease. It's like his bread and butter now. It's like he can either rip a one-timer top corner or he can do that.
Well, he's got 4 things he can do there. When he's got that much time and space, he can shoot. He can make that little backdoor play to Nichushkin, and then later it was Lehkonen. He can use the Royal Road to McKinnon, right?
Right.
Or he can just pop it right back to Kale. So the Blackhawks are basically, I mean, when you give Mikko that much time, and that much space, like you're fucked. Like there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, it felt like the Blackhawks were really trying to put pressure more. Like that's the problem when you have 3 extremely talented players on one power play. They're putting so much pressure on McKinnon and Makar that those 2 are good enough. They just pass around them. They get it to Mikko, and Mikko's like, I mean, if you want me to do it, then I guess I'll just give us a goal right here. And then Nichushkin did a good job not messing that up.
Where the Blackhawks were their best tonight was when they were defending low. Like in the second period, like they were okay. It was a pretty even period. But you could kind of see like the Avs, when you force them to kind of like dick around with it out high, you can kind of make them make mistakes sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that's kind of what happened to him in the second period. Not a ton going on, but man, when they decide they want to be aggressive up top, like, dude, that's just not the play.
Yeah, it's just like, all right,
They're gonna shove it down your throat.
cool.
Yeah.
I the Blackhawks did have like a decent stretch of defending in the first period between I think it was after Cogliano's goal. No, maybe it was before. But they were especially, I noticed Jones was doing it a lot. They were doing a good job kind of limiting the Avs speed into the zone, kind of keeping them to the outside, but then it kind of the Avs like were still finding their chances. It was just the best the Blackhawks were doing was either that or, like you said, defending low.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then other than that, not much else happened in the first period. It was, I think, the most even period. Well, no, I think the third period was the most even, but
It was the second period.
I think really because I felt like the second, it was like the puck. I was always looking to my left. The puck was always in the Blackhawks zone. There were some moments, but I don't know. I just felt like on the whole, but I don't know. Maybe I was just vibing.
The first period was
vibing.
Domination.
Yeah, the first period was really
good. The third period was quietly like just the perfect third period.
Right.
And then
the
second period was just okay.
Yeah, we don't want to skip ahead too much, but yeah, pretty much.
Let's dive into this for a second. Now that we're done with the
first
period.
About how bad the Blackhawks are. Yeah, no.
They're so bad.
Every other guy on that team, I'm like, who? And especially when Patrick Kane could give a single shit. Like, I'm not sure that guy will make it to the trade deadline. He might get traded tomorrow. He might be like, I'm not playing for this god-awful team. Get me out of here. He's got to
send that request in. Yeah. Send that request in. Get the hell out of there, man.
He looked so checked out.
That is a shit show. Well, I mean,
the only person
they've got a direction now, right?
Right.
They've chosen that they're going to be bad. But man, like Mackenzie Entwistle on your second line, like, dude, this is. I mean, you shouldn't be allowed to be that bad. Like, your roster just shouldn't be allowed to be that bad. It just
Andreas Athanasiou on your first line. He was probably the best player outside of Jones and Johnson tonight.
He can shoot and skate. He doesn't show any interest on his own end of the ice.
Somehow he's on their penalty kill.
That's a choice. Yeah, that's a coaching decision. Mm-hmm.
He skate like I know some Chicago media members said this the other day. They were like, he skates really fast and then he falls down or like misses the net, and I was like, damn, he does fall down a lot. Like, I've never noticed this about
a few times.
Andreas Athanasiou. He fell down so goddamn much. Like,
yeah,
he was their most probably. I don't know. I struggle to say this because I guess the bar is so low. He's probably their most dynamic offensive player, and that he would actually carry the puck into the zone and like kind of do something. Wouldn't really, but like no one else was doing anything
so
at 5v5.
I think the problem for them this year isn't going to be like, obviously they're very talented at collecting pucks in their basket. They're really good at that, especially the Blackhawks.
That's a way to phrase that.
But I think the bigger issue for them is going to be, scoring. Ever. I know they scored twice this game, both on the power play. I mean, I'm talking 5v5, dude. Like,
I mean,
are they going to score 50 5v5 goals? like seriously, the entire season?
I mean,
are they going to score 50 5v5 goals? Like,
DeBrincat was like their, big goal scorer.
They have nothing. They have Kane.
Like, they have Kane and maybe Jonathan Taves sometimes.
Like, I get this is definitely an overreaction, obviously, because they just played the best defense in the league.
Right.
But dude, like, it wasn't even close to competitive.
Yeah, dude. What did they? They didn't even get 20 shots on net in
They
the
had
game.
17 shots. I mean, I'm looking at the clock. Halfway through the game, they've got 5 shots on goal.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Well, maybe your give save percentage is back up.
No.
No.
They've got 5 shots on goal halfway through the game, and the Avs are just chilling at 4 goals.
Dude, but like, I understand what you're saying with the offense being bad. That defense is garbage. It's garbage.
It's bad too.
I love Jack Johnson. I will never, ever, ever root against Jack Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
But him being on your first pairing is not a good sign. It's right. I guess it's a good sign for that because they want to suck. But I thought he did okay, all things considered. Him and Jones did the best they could with what they were dealing with.
They're going to get Jake McCabe back too.
Right, Jake McCabe is
like they're going to get healthier, so then you can put McCabe with Jones, and it's like, okay, you've got some guys here.
You have a pretty solid first NHL pairing.
You have like a good second pairing and a like a low end first pairing, and then just a bunch of dudes after that.
Yeah,
which is they're not at full strength, and but even when they are, man.
Yeah,
yowza.
It's like Jake McCabe and like who else coming back? Any other impact player?
I don't remember.
Yep.
I don't remember. There's no one.
It's not usually a good sign.
Yeah, so that's worth it. So, worth remembering.
All right, but now we can get into the second period of this game. This one, at least on the score sheet, was a lot more dominant for the Avs.
So let me run through these. Let me run through these fancies for the second period really quick, because you said you liked the Avs in the second, and 5v5 Corsi, 14-12 Chicago, scoring chances 8-5 Chicago, high dangers 3-2 Chicago, and then expected goals was 0.88 to 0.32 Chicago. So
yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm thinking of it from a possession point of view. I think the Avs had more of the puck, but I think Chicago did a little bit more when they had it.
Yeah, it's pretty even.
Yeah. I looked at the fancies like 2 seconds ago. Apparently, Chicago out expected goal the Avs at 5v5.
You have to take score effects into account. So
right, but like that just doesn't seem right. It just seems so weird. It doesn't matter though. But the Avs scored 2 power play goals in this period. Did you realize that you went back in time to 2019? Do you not remember that? They used to do that bumper play on the goal line all the damn time. It was always McKinnon, Rantanen, usually Colin Wilson. They did that play like there was like a stretch in the 18-19 season where they like scored one of those at like every game for 10 games. Like I haven't seen them do it in a long time because everybody just kind of read it and everybody was like, all right, well, this is what they're going to do. But yeah, that was how the Avs, I think, that was how they scored their third goal of the game. It was McKinnon to Mikko to Lehkonen. Believe, unless I'm flipping that one and the fourth one. Because both of the goals in this period were Arturi Lehkonen from Mikko Rantanen.
Yep. Actually, they run that. They like that play a lot still.
Yeah, but I think they run it a little bit higher in the zone. I feel like.
Yeah, with Kadri they ran it higher. The low play though, a lot of teams like it.
Yeah.
You see it everywhere around the league, and it's such a good play because it's so the puck movement is just so quick.
Right.
And those two guys have to be perfect with their positioning and their sticks, or else you get what you had, like it scores. So
when you got the Finnish Wonder Twins, it's hard to defend.
Exactly.
I'm gonna say I've been learning a bit of Finnish for those who don't know. So I feel like personally responsible for, how good Arturi and Mikko did. I feel like
your Finnish children.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They tonight they were Velhos, as the Finns say. Wizards.
Good players. Oh, okay.
No. Yeah. That was one of the first things I learned in Finnish was wizard. Don't know why, but anyways, deja vu, second goal of the game, or second goal of the period, fourth goal of the game. Again on the power play.
Looks exactly the same as the Val goal.
Yep. Mikko just finds Arturi and guess
easy peasy.
Yep. One would say he had a good stick.
Good stick, Lecky.
Yeah. I mean, there wasn't really much else to talk about. In that period, I did notice the second line got hemmed in their zone a little bit more than.
Yeah, let's take a look at.
I thought on the whole the second line was okay. I do think it's important to take into consideration. I think there's no doubt in my mind that Val and Newhook had some crossover last season, but I don't remember a single game where they were on the same line together. And obviously, Erod is new. So these are all three guys who have never played a single game with one another.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on the same line.
They got their shit kicked. So, yeah, I did not like Evan Rodriguez out of those three.
I thought he was okay.
Val was the best of the three. Did not like Rodriguez. Newhook was okay. He was kind of invisible, which isn't what you really want to see.
Yeah, they had their flashes, but for the most part, they were pretty quiet.
Mm-hmm. I mean, your top guys just went to town.
Yeah, and look, I don't think the third line was good enough for a third line going forward. They just didn't produce enough offensively. Like, they didn't generate enough chances, but they did a good job. They pretty much acted like a fourth line. They just cycled the puck.
Yeah, nothing really happened when they were on the ice.
I think the only chances that they really got were from defense, like when they would cycle it high and the defenseman would shoot the puck.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed a lot of that, but they did a good job keeping it out of their end. And honestly, until the Avs get healthy, I'm more than fine with that. If they can keep that up against other teams in the league. The fourth line, just while we're running through it, I like them, but we can talk about them later.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
What? The fourth line?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't think Lucas Sedlak is an NHL player.
Really? I thought he was like, I didn't really have any problem with him today.
He made a couple plays where it was just like, dude, like you have to be more competitive than that. Like there was one where the Avs were exiting the zone, and if he, put a little bit of pace on the puck, it would have got out to center ice. They could have gone for a change, but instead he tried to make this cute little pass, and then Seth Jones kept it in. It was just like, just the little things.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a fair complaint, but we noticed Alex Newhook do that tonight. Obviously, Alex Newhook's a better player, but it is still early in the season for guys like Sedlak, even though they are fighting for jobs. He does need to be better there. I still think he was like seems like a passable fourth line guy to me.
I don't know, man. I think he'd be a good AHL player.
He did draw a penalty. I thought his speed was evident. He did create some chances with speed.
He's decently skilled.
It's just smarts. He needs to be smarter.
I don't know how you can. Yeah. I mean, he's losing guys in his own zone all the time. Like something like, I mean, if you're not going to provide much offense, which like he didn't today, that's not saying he won't be able to.
Yeah.
Because he does look decently skilled. Like if you're not going to provide any offense, you cannot hurt the team in your own zone, and he does. I actually thought of those guys. I thought Curtis McDermott was the best out of those three. I did not like Myers. His D zone was not great. He has some jump, obviously, on offense. That's kind of the side of the ice he's more comfortable in.
Yeah.
But he kind of had a raw deal, right? Playing with Sedlak and McDermott. And so I think when he's strapped to those guys, he's got to, be the third forward a little bit, play a little bit smarter.
Yeah, I think that's something that we're gonna have to see improve from Myers, because that was the big kind of surprise problem with him in the preseason. His defensive zone, everybody kind of expects it to be better.
It just wasn't any good tonight either.
Yeah, hopefully he kind of starts to figure that out again and gets it there soon. I do want to hold out on a little bit more of a. I mean, we're here. Why don't we talk about it? Curtis McDermott, if he's going to do this for you on the fourth line, I have zero problem with him being the 13th forward.
Not only do I have zero problem with this, like, I'm in full support of this. If he can do that every night, be big, be mean, hit people. I mean, dude, poor Adam Regula. God, every time he had the puck, he had.
I know every time. I was like, what do you have against this man?
I know every time he's got big old Curtis rumbling, bumbling, stumbling down to try to hit him, and dude, the poor guy.
And you know what? Look, Curtis McDermott, I'm fine with him just being a hit guy. He made some solid, he went these aren't beautiful passes that I'm gonna be like, oh my god, but he's moving the puck good enough,
like quickly, he knows, he's processing the game.
Yeah, he knows the system level. Yeah, right? and that's always been something that I do think he's been good at. His biggest downside as an NHL player has been his speed.
It's just skating.
Yeah, and it wasn't incredible tonight. It was passable. He, in games before, we've seen, sometimes he won't be able to make a hit on a guy because the puck's already gone. And while I think the Blackhawks aren't good, I don't think they're a particularly slow team. So I don't think.
No.
But
this is a repeatable performance, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It was not only was it passable, it was solid.
It was. I had a great time.
I didn't like the line, but I liked Curtis. I liked McDermott.
Yeah, I think if you put McDermott down there, I think we can get into this a little bit later. But there's some.
I think if you put Cogliano in the middle of him and Bleed instead of Sedlak, that line has more of an identity.
Yeah,
whereas tonight it's a skilled guy and Lucas Sedlak and big tough mean Curtis McDermott, right?
Yeah,
where it was just a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, that's kind of my problem with the bottom six. I feel like they did it how I would do it on franchise mode. Who has the highest overall? Great. They're on the third line. Who has the lowest overall? You're on the fourth line. Where I think it needs to be Myers in the middle on the third line, Comfer on the wing there, move Cogliano down. Bleed, that's fine with me if you want to put him there. Instead of Sedlak.
I'm already over Lucas Sedlak.
You were already over Anton Bleed before, so I don't know what to expect, man.
I would like to see Anton Bleed in a real NHL game before I'm over him. I saw 2 minutes of Lucas Sedlak tonight and was like, no, thank you.
To me,
I don't think he's any good.
He's just every AHL vet they've called up. But I do want to keep talking about McDermott because I want to talk about my moment of the game. Curtis McDermott draws a tripping penalty from Connor Murphy, and what
was beautiful.
He challenges the guy look, he some dirty hit, and then he fakes the cross check, gets Connor 2 for flinching. Dude, that was beautiful. I almost lost my mind.
No, I don't know. I don't know if he did all that on purpose. Knowing, watching Curtis McDermott play hockey, he doesn't do many good things on purpose. It's more just a happy accident, right?
He's got a decent shot.
The fake cross check was for real.
Oh, dude, it totally was.
Yeah.
Dude, McDermott, he's I'm a cup champion. I kicked Ryan Reeves' ass last year. He's feeling himself. And he goes up to Connor Murphy and he's fakes the cross check, and Connor Murphy needed to change his breezers in the box after that, I bet.
Dude, his jock was his jock was where you were sitting, dude, and you probably could have smelled that thing. And Curtis McDermott, Oh my god. Okay, I've got an honorable mention for moment of the game. So what got into Sam Girard?
Oh, when he bodied that guy?
Dude. Like
Every so often.
Sam Lafferty's not tiny. Like, he's not.
It's not like Alex
And Sam
DeBrincat.
Girard like jumped into him. That should have been called charging. Like, and then Sam Lafferty's on his knees, and I'm just like laughing at him. Like, how did you let that happen? You let Sam Girard put you on your ass.
Sam is like an alpha male. So like if you're a short king, he's coming after you. If you have the same name as him,
short.
Yeah, but his name is Sam.
Oh, that's true.
Sam can be the only Sam. All right, he can be the only one. He's like, God damn it, what's the movie? Whatever. There could be only one. Whatever. Highlander. That's it.
6'1", 200. He's not small.
He needs to retire after this game, honestly, because
like, how do you let that happen?
And then he tries to fight Josh Manson at the end of the game. He's like, "Sure, I'll fight you," and then he just hugs him the whole time. I'm like,
right? He's like, "No, but no punching. Mm-hmm. I'll fight you, but no punching.
I'm doing this for pride," and it's like, all right, guy. Man. God, we skipped.
Poor Sam Lafferty.
We skipped ahead a lot, but I mean, to be honest, there was nothing really that happened in the second period. And like we said, the third period, perfect third period for a team who at the time had a 3-goal lead. It did get cut down because Chicago took got another power play goal. This time, it wasn't a soft call. It wasn't a bad call. It was just a real unfortunate play for Arturi Lehkonen.
Dude, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's the third period of a blowout.
I thought it was really weird that Kane got stuck in the face and like fell to his knees. That was just something I've never seen before. I've never seen a guy get high. Yeah, but like he didn't like fall to his knees and go like that. He just like was like, oh, and, like just dropped to his knees. It was so absurd. This game was just like, also it had everything. All right,
it was a good team versus a bad team.
Yeah, stuff happened, man. But on the second goal, very similar to the first goal. It was actually very similar to both to the two of the Avs goals from previous.
Just a tip play.
Yep. Passes to the front. Guy tips it by Georgiev, who I thought played perfectly fine for his first game. Like,
seems okay.
He's not going to say either of those goals. I would love it if he would stop playing the puck. Just don't play the puck ever. Just never, ever. Just stop. Just please stop.
We're going to have to bring the Varley cover back.
Yeah, that's going to have to get Steve Dangle on this podcast to just always just constantly saying.
Remind him to tend the goal.
Yeah. He didn't face a lot. I think in the second period, he made a nice pad save on a rebound. That was a pretty dangerous opportunity.
I thought the leather a couple times too.
Yeah, he flashed the leather a few times. That's going to be something that I think will be a nice change of pace from Darcy Kemper, is that he actually closes his glove when it hits in there.
He also puts a little stank on it too. He's like,
he's sassy. Yeah, he's a sassy man. I mean, I think like I don't really have any problem with him playing. It's going to take him a few games to adjust, and
he was fine.
Yeah, I mean, it was very similar to Kemper's first game in Colorado last year, where you're not like, I don't really know, like there wasn't really much else he could do. He did what his job was. He like stopped the goals he should have, and there you go.
The Domi one, looking back on it, I felt like maybe he should have had, but nah, it's a backdoor tap in, I guess.
Yeah, that one. I know people were complaining about him on the Taves goal, that he didn't really.
I have no notes there. I mean, he's got 3 guys in front of him,
right?
And then the pass comes from that same sort of area, where it's like there's no, unless you're like a superhuman who can see through people, like there's no way.
Yeah, I don't really
see that pass.
People want him to push off harder, and I'm like, no, I don't. Why? You're just nitpicking at that point. But yeah, I mean, Georgiev, like I said, I think he played good for his first game. I think it's a little. I'm a little confused about like. I'm pretty sure he's got like the starting role right now, but I feel like if he did, then they would play him in Calgary instead because they're a better team. But I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
We'll see. I'd imagine they go Frankie tomorrow. I mean, obviously Frankie tomorrow,
Right?
And then you have
it's Minnesota next,
there.
right?
You have a few days there until you go to Minnesota.
I think who starts Minnesota will be kind of the leader
I mean,
in the starting role.
If
right
Frankie's
now.
awful, if Frankie's awful tomorrow, like it's probably Georgiev against Minnesota.
Yeah.
But if Frankie's good, you never know.
Yeah.
So.
And then one more thing about this game, Val Nichushkin gets a goal off a tip from a Cale Makar shot again on the power play.
Mm-hmm.
Real nice tip.
Dude, Cale Makar.
I think Cale Makar was good tonight. I think he really was not. I don't know what was going on.
He was fighting the puck a little.
Yeah, his passing was really like, usually that's something you can rely on with him.
Well, I thought his passing was fine. He just kind of lost the puck sometimes where normally he doesn't.
I think it's a little bit of both. I noticed more the missed passes. I thought the whole defense had a few like problems with passing the puck. I thought, but that's first game, just a little bit, just a touch off on things. It wasn't like they were throwing it to nobody or like.
I actually put that more on the forwards, especially like, there's one time where Beau's only got one way to go. It's up the wall, and there's just no one there.
Yeah, there were.
And it's like, come on, man! Like, there's got to be a guy there sometime.
I agree, but I feel like sometimes the defense stood still a bit too much. It wasn't moving their feet when they needed to pass the puck, and I felt like they were just a touch off. I don't think it's going to be a problem going forward. It was just something I noticed.
Yeah. I don't have any issues.
Yeah, and basically, rest of the third period was nothing. It was like the Avs were like, we don't need to try very hard. We have a game tomorrow. You guys are bad. Let's get this over with.
I mean, I looked up at the clock. I mean, commercial break happens, and then I look up at the clock, and there's 4 minutes left. And I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah, that
period just flew by.
That period was a fast period.
Mm-hmm. Not a lot of whistles, a lot of dump and chisel.
Obviously.
Put your work boots on. Yeah.
Yep. Pretty nothing burger. It definitely felt like after that power play goal, the Avs were like, all right, we're done here.
Yeah.
The only other thing that happened was that fight, and we kind of already touched on that. Super weird.
I didn't even get to see the fight. I left right after the Val goal because
I looked over and you were nowhere to be seen.
I had a little 8-year-old, begging to go home. He was tired, so I was like, okay, we can go home.
Yep.
He got to see the banner raised. Hopefully, he can appreciate it.
So, yeah, I hope so.
I'll remember it forever.
I know I would. But yeah. So there's a little rundown of the game. Now I'm going to ask you 3 stars of the game. Hit me with them.
I'll go first star.
First star first. No, you go third star first.
Oh,
come on.
Okay. No, it's first star because I like to think best to worst. Okay. Third star, Nathan MacKinnon. I thought he, like, even though I say only 2 assists, but even though he's, on the lower end of the top guys,
right,
in terms of points, he brought his A game. He looked engaged as well on the defensive end. There were a couple shifts, later in the game where he could have back checked a little harder, but it was whatever.
Yeah.
So I thought he was good. He was engaged in his own zone, and man, he just goes and goes and goes. He's a bulldog. He's got the dog in him. I guess that's why they call him the dog. There's just so much power to his game. It's just you watch him gallop through the neutral zone, make a quick little move to the left, and the guys just like everybody on the other team is just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, shitting their pants, right? I mean, it was just so good to see him back.
Dude, if I had a nickel for every time he blew by a Chicago defenseman tonight, I could pay Seth Jones' contract this year. Like it was ridiculous.
That's such a great contract, man. 9 point whatever that is.
We don't need to dunk on this team, dude.
Forever.
It's like, dude, it's like that meme, dude. They're already dead. Let's just let the dead dog lie.
You can't even give them they're trying to gas it up meme because they're not trying to. Like they're
just here to suck and get Bedard, hopefully.
They've got to do that 81 more times.
Yeah, have fun. Chicago fans, this is what you get.
Second star, I'll go with Arturi Lehkonen. 2 goals. So here's my thing about this power play with Val and Lehkonen. So remember last year there was a stretch right after the deadline for about 15 games where the Avs power play was just chilling at like 35-40%. Yeah. You know why that was? Well, so Landeskog was out, right? And so was Kadri because of the shoulder against San Jose. Landeskog, obviously, the knee surgery. So the power play was the same unit that we saw today. And that unit is filthy.
It's really good.
I mean, obviously, you'd rather have Landy than Nuke.
Yeah, I'd like Landy just because I feel like Nuke and Lecky are just kind of the same.
I mean, Lecky will be the bumper when Landy's back, but I think, man, Kale shoots, it's a rebound into the corner. You have Nichushkin and Lehkonen already on it, like little bulldogs. Like they're just to the corner, right? Like, dude, they don't lose a puck battle on the power play ever.
No, they don't. Because Mikko's either just like, I'm taller than you, get away from me. Nate either will just like straight.
It's those two, man. It's Lehkonen and Nichushkin. They just.
Oh yeah, I mean it's mostly those two. I agree, but like
it's like playing fetch with a dog. Like they just go fetch it. They just. It's such a good unit.
They see puck and they just go.
Just like bulldogs.
This team's full of dogs, man.
Love that power play.
It's a great power play. 3rd star, or is it 1st star? I don't remember.
1st star. I got Mikko. Good. 4 assists.
See, I
thought he was.
I would agree.
So good. He was so good.
He was good. I want him to shoot the damn puck more, so I can be right.
I don't. Passes.
He could do the, what is it? Is it Cy Young or reverse Cy Young? Where he just gets 1 billion assists and like 5 goals. Although he won't because he's Mikko Rantanen and he just scores goals.
He was so good. He was the moose.
His vision is incredible.
And he was so strong on the puck.
People see him as a goal scorer, but he's just such a good playmaker.
Mm-hmm. He's so back after the playoffs last year where he was like kind of just okay for the most part.
Yeah, but this is, I don't know. I feel like this is
it was the moose.
This is the Mikko we saw in the Cup Finals for sure. He was doing a lot of this in the Cup Finals.
He was better, man. I mean, obviously Chicago's bad, but dude, he wouldn't give up the puck, man. That was his.
It's his baby. It's his child. So yeah, we already did our top moments, which
I need your 3 stars.
3 stars. I mean, they're going to be effectively the same. Although I will give the 3rd star to Nuke, just because I think.
I thought he was a little off.
Yeah, but goals is goals, baby. That choo-choo train keeps on chugging. I thought defensively he was pretty good for a line that was not doing a good job defensively.
He was the redeeming defensive forward for that line. Yeah.
I think he was stuck with he was on the shorter end of the stick than I think McKinnon was. I mean, God, it's hard to like. So many guys played so well tonight, so I don't really want to. I feel bad dunking on McKinnon because I think he played better, but I feel like given Nichushkin's situation and the fact that he did score 2 goals, I feel like it just nudges him a little bit. Also, because I want to be different. It's kind of boring if I just say, "Hey, I have the exact same list that you do."
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Second star.
Yeah, second star. I have RT Lehkonen. And then first star I have Mikko because 4 assists. How can you not give that man the first? I don't care, dude. And like the thing is that like he gave Nichushkin and and Lehkonen like each a goal.
It wasn't Ryan Nugent-Hopkins assists.
Like or an old Tyson Berry where he just kind of gives the puck to McKinnon and McKinnon go burr.
McKinnon does dope stuff. Yeah.
It was a good game for the power play unit. I'll give an honorable mention to Curtis McDermott just because like making a grown man in the NHL that isn't like Connor Murphy isn't like a stud, but he's not some AHL guy. Like he's gonna play like every game he can for the Blackhawks. Making a man question his life choices like
Alec
that.
Regula. Okay. Yeah. I was Googling it was either Adam Regula or Alec Regula. So it's Alec Regula.
Yeah. He's not going to be able to sleep anymore without visions of that mustache just in his face.
It's
guys, don't worry. I'm not biased at all.
And I'm the one who hates Curtis McDermott as a hockey player. And I was like, I was even like, dude, this is totally fine.
Yeah, like I feel like this is a game. I just feel like this is a sign that he shouldn't, unless, God, even then, dude, he should not play any more shifts on defense as a member of the Colorado Avalanche. Only forward. You have Jacob McDonald, Brad Hunt, if you need him.
Yeah.
Anyone else? I don't know. We'll see. But just kind of I do also want to give credit to Andrew Cogliano, first goal of the season. I thought he did. He's
good.
Pretty typically a fourth line player, and obviously he's playing against a bad team, but he did a good job kind of elevating to a little bit more of a demanding role.
He's such an intelligent hockey player.
Yeah,
you can tell like he doesn't have everything that he used to in the tank.
Right.
Doesn't have his full bag of tricks anymore. But he still has the noggin. The noggin is still working.
Yep.
And you see it when he's the third forward. He's always moving his feet. He's low. He's anticipating where the puck's going to be next. He's not like LOC where it's just like go run into stuff. He's so intelligent, and he still has that little burst, man. He's still pretty speedy.
So. Oh yeah, dude, he's a fast player, and that's why he works so well on this team.
Yeah.
So yeah, any other final thoughts before we get out of here?
Not really. I think that was a pretty straightforward game.
Yep. My last thought.
Team kicking a bad team's ass. So.
I have one more thought. TNT, figure your shit out.
I didn't watch it.
Well, obviously, I didn't watch it either. But like, we're filming this podcast at midnight partially because of them. And they need to realize that West Coast people also have lives, and also need to sleep normal hours. Especially people who do podcasts on Avs games and have to do another one tomorrow.
Do we? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. I forgot about that. That was kind of why I was watching the third period and I was like, wow, they've lost it a little bit. Then I realized, they have another game tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. They gotta go beat Nazem Kadri.
Yeah.
And the Flames.
Got to make them regret giving 3 guys who've never played a game for them
all the dollars ever.
Yeah, and all the term. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed our first post-game podcast. Follow everywhere that you listen to your podcast. That really helps us out. Make sure to check us out on Twitter at Cake Eaters Podcast, and subscribe and like on YouTube if that's where you are watching. We'll see you tomorrow, or technically today, maybe also tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see. For our post-game podcast on the Flames. Hopefully another W.